Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Master Luke here. Wanted to sit down and do a quick video talking with you guys about the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct that we just had recently. I wanted to give myself some time to think it over before I made this video. Initially, when I was streaming it, I was having terrible internet issues, so I really couldn't get my thoughts out live. So I figured we'd sit down. I watched all the Nintendo Treehouse both days, so I got all the footage there and saw some stuff from the press releases and the website afterwards. So now that I've had time to digest it, I figured I'd kind of go through the Direct. I got a list of the main key things that I want to talk about here. And I guess starting it off, they started with Mario Kart World, which I guess we kind of figured that was going to be in it eventually. But it was nice that they kind of got it out of the way right at the beginning. It looked beautiful. I mean, there's nothing bad I can say about Mario Kart World other than the price tag. And everybody at this point knows that it's going to be $80 for this game. So is that pretty steep? I mean, I would say so. I don't know any other games that go for $80 right now. And they have promised that there's a Direct coming on the 17th. Now, I'm going to be out of the country, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to stream that with you guys. But I'm assuming that there's more to this than they showed. At least they haven't shown any like battle mode or anything like that, just the races. We got to see a good number of tracks, especially in the Treehouse. They showed a lot in there. The new Knockout rally that they have, that looks pretty interesting. The free roam, I don't know how I feel about the free roam yet. I think it's cool. If there was like missions or something else tied to the free roam, I think it would give it more value. But as for right now, it's just kind of empty. So I think there needs to be more to that. You know, because they're like, oh, hey, you can drive around with your friends, and it's like, and do what? Like, okay, you can walk around, I guess, or drive around. But other than that, I mean, it's a beautiful looking game. The game, I actually like the fact that they got rid of the 3-part system. I was never a big fan of that for the cars. They're back down to one car. Just pick your car. It's got different stats, and you just go with it. Because I mean, eventually, at least personally, I found one car that I liked, and then I never changed from that. So I was like, the 3-part system never gave me much value anyway. So I'm kind of glad that they scrapped that. But yeah, no. So Mario Kart World looks great. The price kind of sucks. Now, granted, if you get it bundled digitally, it's only $50, but we can get into that later with the pricing. But who knows? I mean, there's been so much talk now with the pricing. The pre-orders were originally going to go up on the 9th. Now that is to be determined, so I don't know where they're going to go with the pricing, so we'll have to see. Actually, both days of Nintendo Treehouse, it was just the whole chat, drop the price, because $80 for Mario Kart, man. I mean, it was the best seller on Nintendo Switch, right? So you know that it's a game that's gonna sell, and so that's why maybe it feels a little hurtful that it's so expensive, but yeah, we'll see how that ends up shaking out. So the next thing that they went through in the main Direct, they showed off the new game chat feature with the camera as well. I think that's something that has been rumored about, and it's great that we finally have confirmation on it. The game chat was heavily talked about before this Direct, and it was nice to finally get some confirmation, because having native voice chat on Switch, and it looked really good. I don't necessarily need the camera. I'll probably get it just to test it out and stuff, but if I'm doing a party chat, I don't think that I'll be using the camera a whole lot. But at least the voice chat is nice. It's limited to 4 people, which I think is okay. Honestly, I don't know that I would want necessarily more than 4 people. If you've ever been in a voice chat with a ton of people, it sucks because you can't get a word in. So I think 4 is a good amount. And so, yeah, I think the voice chat is something they've needed for a long time. I'm glad they're pushing more multiplayer, more internet support. And yeah, I thought it looked really cool, and especially with Mario Kart having that feature, I think it's going to be great. I like that it's retroactively with all Switch 1 games. People can just hang out. You don't have to open Discord or something like that. It's right there. You hit the C button, it pops it up. You can invite friends. It looks very seamless, which I like. So the party chat is nice. It's not necessarily like game chat. It's not like tied to a specific game, which I like too. It's just general party chat. So you don't even have to be playing a game. You can just hang out and talk on your Switch, which I think is pretty cool. So next they showed off something that wasn't very cool. I mean, it was all right. It was the Switch 2 tech demo. I don't know what to say about this. It was cool. I don't know why it's paid. I believe right now it's $10. I believe, because the pricing is weird. They haven't been like totally transparent with the pricing. But I believe it's around $10 for it, which is like, why? It just explains the Switch, right? I don't know. I feel like that everybody you ask, it should have been a pack-in title. It should have been either pre-downloaded on the system or a free download when you boot it up. I don't know why that thing is paid. I mean, it looks interesting. I mean, if it was free, I would have gone through it and checked it out. But I definitely saw a lot of people online that turned them off completely from it. In the end, it's just a tech demo. Nothing crazy, so we'll move past that. Then we got into the Switch 2 upgrades. So games that originally released on Switch 1, getting DLC and other updates. They had Mario Party Jamboree. They had the Jamboree TV, which added the mice mini games. So you can use the new Joy-Con mouse to play some mini games with that, and then the new camera feature as well. So there's some new modes for Mario Party. Kirby is getting DLC, which I think is pretty cool. Forgotten Land. I guess that doesn't surprise me too much. They've literally done DLC with every single other Kirby game in recent memory. So Kirby getting DLC. Now you are going to have to pay for those. Like I said, the pricing is weird. I think it's anywhere from $10 to $20. But it doesn't, I can't find where it outright says what it's going to cost. They have the Metroid Prime 4 version for Switch 2. Beautiful. Looks outstanding in 4K. And then they added, if you play either upgrade the Switch 1 version or buy the Switch 2 version, you'll get the mouse controls for that as well. They showed off some of that at Treehouse as well, and as a massive Metroid fan, I can't say enough good things about Metroid Prime 4. Please, I'm begging you guys, please buy this game. It looks beautiful, and I need more people to get into Metroid. But no, the mouse controls look very seamless. I was very impressed. They showed the entire opening. Well, most of the opening, which I think is pretty cool. The opening cinematic is fantastic. And then you're traveling around the first planet that you land on. There's giant mechs walking around. You get to see Sylux. You get to see the mock droids, all kinds of good stuff. So that was a really cool segment for Treehouse. I really enjoyed the Metroid stuff. They showed Zelda. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom is getting upgrades. So it's not huge. They get they're running them both at 4K, which I like, and they have like a new smartphone app which you can connect to it, and it kind of guides you to like Koroks and enemy, if you're trying to look for something specific, as well as Zelda notes, which is interesting. It goes to previous places you've gone to, and if you listen in on your phone, you can hear Zelda kind of like talk about the area where you're currently standing in game. I think that's pretty neat. I kind of wish it wasn't tied to your phone, that it was like part of the actual game, and you didn't have that separation. But I think it's still a cool feature, whether it's on your phone or not. And it gives more use to the actual Switch app, which right now there is not a ton. But it does look like they're updating it with more and more stuff. I think they said it was going to be, it's changing from like NSO to just like Switch app. So I'm hoping they add some more good stuff. They've kind of shown that you can add friends with QR codes through it now. So, yeah, give that more use, because right now I don't use that thing at all. And then they talked about some other games that are going to get updates. I know Pokemon ZA is going to get a graphical update or upgrade if you play it on Switch 2. And then they announced a splash page of like a bunch of older games like ARMS, Splatoon 2, Mario Odyssey. Those are the ones I can think of right off of memory. But a lot of previous like Switch 1 games are getting like free upscale updates, which I think is kind of cool. So those won't be paid. I think the only paid ones currently that we know about: Mario Party, because it's DLC; Kirby, because it's DLC; Metroid, because you get like the new mouse control; Zelda, because of the app stuff, the Zelda notes; and I think, is that all of them? I can't remember, but that's a good list of them. So yeah, so that was cool. I like that they're retroactively updating older games. Next, they showed Dragon Drive, wheelchair basketball. I've heard people say who've played it in person that they really like it, or at least the control. Like, it feels like, I think I saw somebody say it feels like Tony Hawk, like how you're doing tricks and stuff in the half pipe. So it's like, it might function cool. I mean, you have to use the mice to like roll your wheelchair. It's very bizarre. Like, from everyone that I've seen, they were like, what? When they saw this thing. And I think part of it is because it kind of looks super bland for a Nintendo game. And that's kind of disappoints me, because it could be really cool. I like innovative controls like that, but it was just very like gray and boring, and like all the characters look very generic. Maybe it's going to get an update. I don't even know. I don't know who's making this game. But yeah, it definitely needs some work. It's very, very bland and boring right now. So Drag Drive, we'll see what happens with that. I think they said summer for that one. So it's pretty close, but I don't know. Hopefully we get some life, because that game looked boring. Then we got all the third-party stuff, which I thought was pretty cool. The big ones for me: Elden Ring. Elden Ring Tarnished Edition is coming to Switch 2. I think that's awesome. I love that that's going to be playable. We'll have to see it actually running, but I have good hopes for Elden Ring. It's going to include the Air Tree DLC, plus some other bonuses, so I will be picking that up for sure. Street Fighter 6, that's coming as well, with a bunch of amiibo, which I think is pretty interesting. I didn't know that if they were going to keep going with amiibo or not, and apparently they are. So it's great to see amiibo come back. They have both 3 physical amiibo. One, by the way, is Luke. I will be getting him. And then they have a whole deck of other like cards too. So I'll be getting all those amiibo just because I like to collect them. But I think that's pretty interesting. Speaking of which, a game later that we're going to talk about is also getting amiibo. So it's not just the Street Fighter, but so there's a lot more to come. Hades 2. Hades 2 is coming to Switch 2. I don't think that's any big surprise, but I'll take it. I liked Hades 1. It was pretty fun, so I'm looking forward to the second one. Enter the Gungeon 2. That looked really cool. It's probably going to be a little bit of ways away, but I liked Enter the Gungeon 1, so same deal. I'm happy to have it. Silk Song, they put in that sizzle reel for like 3 seconds, and I saw people freaking out about that. It says 2025. Will we get another update on it soon? I don't know. We know nothing about Silk Song. But yeah, so there's that. And then finally, my biggest want that we got on Switch 2, Final Fantasy VII Remake, the Intergrade version. So with the Yuffie DLC. So that has me so excited. They didn't give an official release date for that. But I would assume before the end of the year. Maybe more towards holiday. But Final Fantasy VII is coming. It did get confirmed, and I think that's pretty cool. They also talked about Bravely Default as well. And I have not played the original Bravely Default. I've only played the second one on Switch 1. So I will be picking that up to try Bravely Default 1. And then they showed Zelda, a Zelda game. Not what I was imagining, or a lot of people, I guess. It's another Warriors game, which I'm glad that they showed the logos beforehand, because I saw the logo and I was like, okay. So I knew it was going to be a Warriors game going into it. So I wasn't like building my hopes up. I think I'm kind of like middle of the road with them. I enjoyed Hyrule Warriors. I enjoyed Age of Calamity. I did beat it. But it was a non-canon story, which this time they did say in the press release that Age of Imprisonment, this new Warriors game that's going to be taking place in the earlier part of Tears of the Kingdom, is going to be a canon story, which I think is pretty cool. Plus, this is the game that's also getting 5 amiibo. So they're not done with amiibo. They're making Street Fighter. They're making more Zelda ones. I'm gonna keep buying them because I love amiibo, and they're never gonna stop. So is it cool that we got some form of Zelda? Yes. Is it a Warriors game? Yes. I'll still pick it up. I'll still check it out. I enjoy Warriors games for the most part. I don't stick with them super long, but I do try to like beat them, and then I just move on. It's one of those things that I definitely don't try to 100%. It's that would be way too much. But then, speaking of more Zelda, they finally showed GameCube games, which everybody has been asking for a long time. I was a doubter. I really didn't think GameCube games was coming. But they're here. They're coming to Switch 2. I think that's awesome. So you have to have the expansion pass, part of NSO, which it makes sense. I don't think that surprised anybody. But they are making wireless GameCube official wireless GameCube controllers. Oh my goodness. That makes me so happy. So we're getting the, I don't want to say like a wave, official Wavebird since way back in the day. And I think that's so cool. And so I'm going to be picking up a couple of NSO GameCube controllers. They showed Wind Waker, they showed Soul Calibur 2, and they showed F-Zero GX. So all 3 games that are pretty cool. Obviously, they're going to have a ton more. They showed Path of Radiance, Mario Strikers, and then Pokemon Coliseum and Pokemon XD. So there's a lot of good stuff coming to GameCube, and I know that got a ton of people excited. Path of Radiance is super, super expensive if you want a physical disc of it. So that is one game that I'm really excited that's going to come to Nintendo Switch Online, just for the fact that more people will be able to play it now, because unless you emulate it or get the original disc, there's no other way of playing it, and that disc is not cheap. So GameCube games are coming. That's awesome. I love it. Then they showed Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4. I know people have been wanting it. Personally, I never played. I beat Undertale. I never played Chapter 1 and 2 of Deltarune. It's been on my list for a long time. I need to get to it. Maybe this will get me motivated to get to beating it before Chapter 3 and 4 come out. I don't know. But it's cool. I know a lot of people have been asking for it for a long time. So they showed that, which I thought was pretty awesome. Then, which came out of left field, in my opinion, they showed Duskbloods, and then had a developer interview about it afterwards that got posted to Nintendo's website. So it's actually a multiplayer game. It kind of looked like Bloodborne, but it's not. It's its own thing. It surprised a lot of people, I feel like. Nobody was expecting Duskbloods. But that is not coming till 2026, so we are going to have to wait a little bit for that. And then my personal favorite announcement of this entire Direct came after that. We saw it. A lot of people I saw were saying it was going to be Smash. I knew from frame one that was going to be Kirby Air Ride 2. I knew it. I am so happy that game is coming back. It's officially called Kirby Air Riders, but I keep calling it Air Ride 2. That's a personal game that I've been waiting for a long time. I was like, if Sakurai is not working on Smash, he either needs to go back to Kirby Air Ride or Kid Icarus. And I thought he was going to go back to Kid Icarus, honestly. But he blew me away. Air Ride 2, that opening cinematic looks absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to see. I think he posted later on Twitter saying we're going to have to wait some time before we're actually going to get to see the game. So I don't know that they have any gameplay ready, but just knowing that they're actually working on it and get to see all the Air Riders back again, oh man, that was so cool. And it was also the part of my stream that started to die, so I couldn't. If you go back and watch it now, you can't really see my reaction because it's all choppy. But no, I can't tell you guys how excited I am for Air Ride 2. Just the soundtrack alone, I went and listened to the other night because it's so beautiful. I had to do it in honor of this new game coming out. And then for a final announcement, they came out with another one that I've been waiting for a long time. I make every prediction video, I'm like, please give us a new 3D Donkey Kong. And they did it. Donkey Kong Bonanza. I thought it was going to be a mix of Donkey Kong and Mario, but it's just a 3D Donkey Kong game with the new redesign, obviously, that we got to see in Mario Kart, and I believe that game looks beautiful. It's done by the same team that did Mario Odyssey, and you can tell that there's a lot of similarities between the two games, which I like. I think it looks great. It has a big focus on destroying the environment, which I think is pretty interesting. You can pretty much destroy anything in the game, and it showed off some new Kongs. I believe that they're called like Voidco, that look really cool. Now, here's my theory. I truly believe K. Rool is in this game. And it's one thing, they have not put K. Rool in a game in so long, and it's the one thing that could make this perfect. Absolutely perfect. I'm already hyped to play it, and I think the new Evil Kongs look great, but I'm thinking, personally, that those new Kongs are basically the fill-ins for how the Brutals were in Mario Odyssey. So they're mini bosses for each world, but the real boss, final boss, is going to be K. Rool still. And there's subtle crocodile iconography all around this game. If you look at the trailer very closely, you get to see crocodiles in the background, and there is one screenshot on the website that, to me, looks like a frozen Blast-O-Matic from Donkey Kong 64. So, and they're not shy about bringing back things from previous Donkey Kong games too. They've confirmed to bring back Cranky Kong, Rambi, and Espresso the ostrich. So animal friends from Donkey Kong Country are back. We have yet to see if Diddy is in here, but it would not surprise me. I'm sure they're definitely saving stuff for another trailer before launch. I believe this one comes out in July, so it's not a launch title for the Switch. The only first-party game that is a launch title for the Switch is actually Mario Kart World. This is coming a month later in July. And then we're going to get the update for Mario Party, and then I think the rest of it is all later in the year. But yeah. Donkey Kong Bonanza looks fantastic. I'm super excited to play it. And yeah, that was the Direct. Afterwards, they didn't give us a price, so we had to go online and scramble to find it. I kind of already mentioned it at the beginning of this video. It's going to be, well, it was, maybe still is, $450 for the console, and then $500 if you get it bundled with the digital version of Mario Kart World. And then the whole tariff stuff happened. So, and then they put out a statement saying it was originally going to be pre-orders on April 9th, and now we don't know. We don't know when the pre-orders are. They said, stay tuned. So, we're kind of in limbo. They had Nintendo Treehouse. People were dogging in the comments, drop the price, drop the price. It was crazy. Both days. That was the entire chat. So, yeah, people definitely weren't happy about the price of the Nintendo Switch, and especially with the games being more expensive. I don't believe all the games are going to be $80. Just, as of right now, just Mario Kart World is $80. But like DK Bonanza, I believe, is $70. And then the upgrades for Switch 1 games, those to me are more like DLC, right? So the $10 to $20 kind of makes sense for me, right? Because even if it was DLC for Switch 1, that's probably what they would make you pay for like the Mario Party update or something like that. So that doesn't totally surprise me. We'll have to see. Is $70 the new normal for Switch 2 games? Only time will tell. So, yeah. But I want to get my thoughts out there because obviously I had issues streaming the live event with you guys. So I kind of wanted to give myself some time to think about it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the Switch 2. Will you be picking it up? Are you excited about the price? Do you think it's worth it? What do you think we could still see for surprises? Is there anything left to show? Obviously, we're going to have the Mario Kart Direct here coming up later this month. So maybe we'll see. Maybe whatever they show and then we'll make it worth the $80, but we'll have to stay tuned. Anyways, that was my thoughts on Switch 2. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.